Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you, chilling out in the Florida sun. It's been a while since we put up a wrestling video, and today I got nothing but time. I'm on vacation. Probably one of the strongest rumors that there is out there is that Kurt Angle was on the radio with Mark Madden of WCW fame on his show doing a wrestling interview, and basically said that WWE had been in contact with him, trying to talk to him about things that could be popping up for Kurt Angle to make his return to WWE. Honestly, the one major storyline that a lot of people have sort of come up with is that Kurt Angle become the leader of Team Alpha, becoming the manager of Jordan and Gable on the main roster, and just sort of give them a little bit of a push, maybe a little bit like how Michael P.S. Hayes was the manager of the Hardys when they first started, before the Hardys turned on him in order to join the Brood, joining up with Gangrel once Edge and Christian had sort of kicked him to the curb. And that sort of it didn't really help out the Hardys in the long run. I don't really think the Hardys are really remembered for being the second team to be in the Brood. I think when most people think of the Brood, they think of Edge, Christian, and Gangrel, and that awesome theme and the awesome entrance that they had back in the day, coming up from the bottom of the stage to the fire and things like that. But honestly, I want to say that a lot of people that have come up from NXT don't really get a lot of love once they get to the main roster. Of course, you're always going to think of guys like Adam Rose, maybe even Neville, Bo Dallas. But as of late, the last few people that have come up have really hit the ground running. You think of like Kevin Owens, you think of Sami Zayn. These guys have really been blowing it out of the water since being there, both being on their first WrestleMania, being a part of the Intercontinental match, and Sami Zayn just pretty much is getting handed title shots left and right for just about any title that there is. He can't win a match to save his life that means anything that's not on Raw or SmackDown, but he still is a fan favorite, and you can really tell that he is somebody that WWE is trying to make a part of their future, and not somebody that they're trying to get a bunch of matches out of and see where it goes from there. But Kurt Angle, of course, wrestled from WWE. I'm going to guess that he made his debut in probably like 1998, maybe 1999, somewhere in there. Wrestled with them until about 2005, before, his body was breaking down. He says that he was asking Vince McMahon for some time off. Vince needed him. He needed him to do some jobs for John Cena in order to get Cena over as the #1 guy, and he felt that Angle was the guy that could go out there and have the best matches with him, so he wouldn't give him the time off. And it basically came down to the point of what I think happened, and a lot of people think happened, is that Angle failed his third drug test. He was in a bad place in his life at that time. It's not confirmed at all, but instead of publicly coming out and shaming Kurt Angle and kicking him to the curb, knowing that they could bring him back at a later time, he was released, and everyone thought that he would just sit on the sideline, and when he was ready for a return, when WWE was ready to bring him back, he'd be re-signed and brought back in. I mean, this is probably the first time WWE's been burned like this, but come 2010, they would do the same thing with Jeff Hardy, giving him time off to sort of heal his body up, and when you're ready to return, come back. And next thing you know, Jeff pops up and has been a member of TNA ever since. Sort of the same story happened with Kurt Angle. He quickly became one of their most popular wrestlers, one of their best wrestlers. He was one of WWE's most popular and one of their best wrestlers at the same time. And has wrestled a long career there, but has been very adamant that he wants to have his last match in WWE. He wants to be a part of the WWE family one more time to say goodbye to his career. But, I guess Kurt said that WWE had called them. Days after this interview came out, word from the office of WWE was released, basically saying that there's no way Kurt Angle's coming back. Dave Meltzer has said that one of Vince McMahon's greatest fears is that an Olympic gold medalist dying on his watch is something that's not going to be pushed to the side. It would be another story a lot like the Chris Benoit story or something like that, and it's bad PR that WWE doesn't want. Kurt Angle is a guy that lives his life the way he is. I can honestly tell you from looking at his Twitter and his Instagram and stuff like that, that I think he is an honest family man and loves his family. But something happens to Kurt when he goes out on the road, a lot like Jeff Hardy. it's been a while, but his name has been out in DUI stories, and the story always comes out a few months later that he's able to beat the case. But honestly, in my opinion, they don't just take people in and arrest them for DUI if there's something not going on. You might have a good lawyer that's able to beat a blood alcohol test or anything else that's going on, but it doesn't shake yourself. I mean, anybody who's a wrestling fan knows about the Kurt Angle DUI photos. But I would love to see him come back and get that Hall of Fame moment, maybe even get one more match that people want to see happen. I don't think I'm crazy about him being the manager of Jordan and Gable. I think that Jordan and Gable are great enough wrestlers on their own that I think they can get over. They came in, they were a tag team in NXT. NXT loves everybody. They love No Way Jose. They loved Adam Rose. They loved Bo Dallas. They love all those gimmicks. But honestly, to me, when it comes down to it, Jordan and Gable are getting over because they're damn good tag team wrestlers. One of the biggest strengths to NXT is tag team wrestling with, the Mechanics. I guess they're now called the Revival. American Alpha, Enzo and Kaz. The list goes on and on. They've got the new Aussie tag team down there that I can't remember their name right now, but lots of people popping up down there. Tag team wrestling is as strong there as it was in the 1980s, and that's what I've been looking forward to for a long time. But I think Angle is coming. I know that WWE said he's not, and he's not a part of their plans, and they were just fishing some things around. There's stories about them calling Stevie Richards, there's a story about them calling Carlito, lots of guys. But I don't know. I truly believe that we're going to see Kurt Angle have his goodbye in WWE, whether if that's one more match, whether if that's a real Hall of Fame moment, we'll have to see. But we got time.